Todibo, Guirassy and £100 million Kobbie Mainoo partner, Man United's dream summer transfer window. Manchester United will need to overhaul their squad if a return to the Champions League is possible, with several key areas needing reinforcements. It could be a busy summer at Manchester United this year, with plenty of change promised at Old Trafford. If real change is to take place after a difficult campaign, then a squad overhaul will need to take place over the next few transfer windows. New co-owner Sir Jim Ratcliffe and his Ineos group have promised to overhaul the club's footballing operations, which could mean several departures and new arrivals. Men Sport understands that the club's recruitment team is eyeing two central defenders this summer amid a campaign which has seen them concede 51 Premier League goals so far. Everton's Jarrad Branthwaite and Bayer Leverkusen defender Edmund Tapsoba are two players who have been tracked. One potential player who could be attainable is Nice centre-back Jean-Claire Todibo. United were linked with a move last summer, and the French club is owned by Ineos, which should make any potential deal more straightforward. Midfield is another key area United will need to address this summer, with the aging Casemiro and Christian Eriksen proving a problem for much of the campaign. Kobbie Mainoo has excelled, but he will need a midfield partner to get the best out of him going forward. Benfica teenager João Neves, 19, is the same age as Mainoo and has also enjoyed a fantastic season. Like United's teenage midfield star, Neves has the technical ability but also excels in his defensive duties. Recent reports from Portugal have claimed that the Portuguese is a top target for United this summer. However, any potential deal will be costly amid reports that Neves has a €120 million, £102 million, release clause. Goal scoring has been another issue for Erik ten Hag's side this season, with no forward at the club scoring more than 8 league goals. Rasmus Højlund has enjoyed a promising campaign, but injuries and long runs without a goal mean that he cannot be relied upon to lead the line for United next season. Stuttgart striker Serhou Guirassy was linked with a move to Old Trafford in January, with his goal-scoring record in Germany this season making him an appealing prospect. The 28-year-old has scored 27 goals across all competitions so far in 2023-24. United missed out on Harry Kane last year and will be keen to make sure they sort out their goal-scoring problem this summer. Stuttgart's likely qualification for the Champions League is likely to make signing Guirassy harder, though. Manchester United handed double centre-back transfer boost amid Jarrad Branthwaite chase. Manchester Evening News Sport understands that Man United are targeting a pair of centre-backs this summer, and two transfer doors may have just opened. Everton may reportedly need to sell Jarrad Branthwaite in order to comply with Premier League profit and sustainability rules, PSR, while Crystal Palace are said to be preparing for Marc Guéhi's exit. As revealed by the Manchester Evening News, Branthwaite is of interest to Manchester United, while Guéhi has elsewhere been linked with a move to Old Trafford. United are looking for two centre-backs this summer, with Bayer Leverkusen star Edmund Tapsoba on the radar. United are in dire need of a defensive revamp, despite boasting 6 senior centre-halves, excluding Luke Shaw, who can also deputise there when needed. A spate of injuries in the role prompted Casemiro to partner Harry Maguire in the FA Cup semi-final against Coventry. Raphael Varane is set to become a free agent this summer, while Johnny Evans also sees his one-year deal expire in June. Injuries to Victor Lindelof and Lisandro Martinez allowed 19-year-old Willy Cambuala to get his first team break this season and has impressed. Only he and Martinez, though, under the age of 26, with Lindelof and Maguire set to be north of 30 by the start of next season. Branthwaite, 21, and Guéhi, 23, are seen as defenders already playing at a high level who are yet to maximise their full potential. The Sun says Sean Dyche is keen to keep hold of Branthwaite, but may be resigned to losing him amid Everton's poor financial status within PSR. The report says the Toffees have set an initial benchmark of £18 million, but will likely cede ground in negotiations. They may be forced to sell before June 30th in order to stay below the cash loss limit threshold for the current 3-year financial cycle, having already been charged for exceeding the limits of the previous 2. Meanwhile, Palace are holding out for a record sale of £55 million for Guéhi, so says The Times, which would beat the previous figure of £50 million set by Aaron Wan-Bissaka's exit to United in 2019. Arsenal are said to be rivaling United for his signature, albeit would not be able to offer as much game time due to the esteemed status of Gabriel Magalhaes and William Saliba. The England international still has more than 2 years left on his contract, and Branthwaite, 3. Alan Shearer needs only 3 words to destroy Erik ten Hag's statement with damning response. Manchester United failed to beat Burnley in the Premier League at the weekend, and Alan Shearer wasn't having any of under fire Erik ten Hag's "woe is me" act. Alan Shearer had no time for Erik ten Hag's defense of his Manchester United side after their latest misstep. With their Champions League hopes over and their bid for a Europa League spot under threat from more consistent rivals, United gifted Burnley a share of the spoils on Saturday as they dropped more points. After the 1-1 draw with Vincent Kompany's relegation-threatened side, Ten Hag was stumped to explain why his team had not taken all 3 points at Old Trafford. He told Match of the Day, "We are one of the most dynamic and entertaining teams in the league at this moment. We are creating loads of chances by playing good football. Every team gives up opportunities, but when it is up to us, it is weird." However, the Premier League's all-time record goalscorer was having none of Ten Hag's assessment. During the latest edition of the Rest is Football podcast, the former Newcastle striker simply responded, "No, they are not." Continuing, Shearer added, "You just don't know what team is going to turn up. They get a decent result one week and they are hopeless the next. You don't know what you're going to get." But that's not true. Burnley played really well at Old Trafford and sliced through United with ease, although that's not difficult these days. If they had taken their chances, they could have scored 5 or 6 goals. Man United have all but missed out on Champions League football next season, with Europa League qualification now in the balance. Premier League legend Alan Shearer has disagreed with Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag's claim that the Reds are the most entertaining team in the division. United slumped to a disappointing 1-1 draw against relegation-threatened Burnley on Saturday. Anthony looked to have given his team a late victory, but his strike was cancelled out by Zeki Amdani's penalty, which all but ended their bid to finish in the Champions League qualification spots. After the match, Ten Hag was stumped to explain why his team did not beat the Clarets. He told Match of the Day, "We are one of the most dynamic and entertaining teams in the league at this moment. We are creating loads of chances by playing good football. Every team gives up opportunities, but when it is up to us, it is weird." Shearer was having none of this though when reflecting on the Dutchman's comments. During the Rest is Football podcast, the former Newcastle striker said, "No, they are not one of the most dynamic and entertaining teams in the league. You just don't know what team is going to turn up. They get a decent result one week and they are hopeless the next. You don't know what you're going to get." But that's not true. Burnley played really well at Old Trafford and sliced through United with ease, although that's not difficult these days. If they had taken their chances, they could have scored 5 or 6 goals. United will guarantee themselves Europa League football if they beat Manchester City in the FA Cup final. Otherwise, they will need to finish either 5th or 6th to enter the second-tier European competition. Alan Shearer needs only 3 words to destroy Erik ten Hag's statement with damning response. Manchester United failed to beat Burnley in the Premier League at the weekend, and Alan Shearer wasn't having any of under fire Erik ten Hag's "woe is me" act. Alan Shearer had no time for Erik ten Hag's defense of his Manchester United side after their latest misstep. With their Champions League hopes over and their bid for a Europa League spot under threat from more consistent rivals, United gifted Burnley a share of the spoils on Saturday as they dropped more points. After the 1-1 draw with Vincent Kompany's relegation